If the roof blew off my house tomorrow and I needed to make money in the next 60 days quickly, here is exactly how I would rebuild my pipeline. Number one, I would pick an ideal client profile. Somebody that I know I can get great results for, somebody who has a burning problem that they want solved, someone who is able to afford a solution to that burning problem, and someone that there is a lot of, because there is no point in picking a dying market. Then I'd build a juicy, hyper-targeted LinkedIn Sales Navigator list with thousands of them, okay? Let's say we wanted to build a list of US-based CEOs of tech companies making 10 plus million a year that only have one marketing person in that department and have recently secured funding. Sales Nav is not the most user-friendly tool, but fuck me is it powerful. In fact, most people I speak to about Sales Navigator don't even realize that you can cross-reference the annual revenue of a company with the decision maker on their personal profile. I have a Sales Navigator tutorial knocking around on my loom. If you want it, drop me a comment or a LinkedIn connect saying Nav and I'll send it to you. Cheers. I would then start connecting with 25 of these people on the list every single day without fail, okay? And I wouldn't automate it because LinkedIn does not like that. The next thing I do is send a message to the first 20 people, 50 people who accept my connection request and invite them onto a market research call. I would say I'm not pitching and I'm happy to offer free value in return, and I would expect most of them to completely ignore me. However, I would also expect probably 10% to agree to the call. I'd ask them questions on the call like, what frustrates you the most? What do you want to be happening instead? What have you tried in the past to fix this problem? What happens to your business in the next 6 to 12 months if you don't fix it? My AI note taker would be present on the call, recording what they say with their consent so that I can use that language for my profile messaging and to form the basis of my offer. I would then take the information that they said in the call, I would update my profile to basically speak to that ideal client profile, speak to the pains and the desires they're facing, and treat it as an optimized landing page for all the 25 connections I'm trying to connect with every single day. They will see my profile and see that I'm exactly for them. Next up is my offer. So I've got my ideal client sorted. Now I need to know what I'm selling to them. So I would frame my offer as the solution to the biggest pain they're facing and the biggest desire that they want, obviously with the acknowledgement that I can actually solve it and I can actually deliver that desired result. Based on what I deliver, I would productize my system into a unique named system that takes my client from where they are to where they want to be, because everybody knows that a named system is a little bit more credible than a mishmash hodgepodge of general deliverables. Then I would brainstorm all the ways that my ideal client might fail to achieve that desired result, and I would start thinking about all of the deliverables I can include in my offer ahead of time to prevent that from happening. This will make the offer as much of a no-brainer as humanly possible. Next, I would choose a delivery model that reduces the time delay the lead experiences between sign up and actually receiving the desired outcome, or at least a quick win that's valuable to them. And I would reduce the lead's effort required to actually achieve the desired result. Maybe that means doing some of the work for them, maybe it means automating some of it, but either way, I want to reduce those two variables as much as I possibly can. So taking all the learnings I've got from my ideal client profile and my offer, I would then update my LinkedIn profile. I would speak to the desired result that my ideal client wants the most, all the burning pain points that they want gone from their life. I would increase their perceived likelihood of achieving that result with me as much as I could by leveraging social proof and the credibility of my named system. I would speak to the offer, how little time and how little effort they need to put in to achieve that desired result. Essentially, what I want is for each 25 leads that I connect with on a daily basis, I want my profile to serve as an optimized landing page that when they land on my LinkedIn profile, they think, fuck yeah, this person is for me. The third thing I would do is sort out my content strategy. I wouldn't just be posting random shit for the sake of it. I would be putting out intentional, strategic content to build trust with this ideal client. I would write trust building LinkedIn content across 3 core pillars. Proof that I know how to solve their problem. Maybe I'll talk about my named system, super valuable content about how to solve smaller problems they might be facing, my unique insight and experience and opinion about their industry. Proof that I've solved that problem before. This is your standard case studies and social proof. And then proof that I am a relatable and likable person, right? And obviously this is subjective, but it's basically insight into who I am as a person, right? Not a faceless generic value-giving robot who doesn't actually have a life, values, goals, philosophies, that kind of thing, right? I want to be making the face behind the brand. I would then take the best performing posts or the highest value, highest leverage posts and repurpose them into long-form YouTube videos. So by highest value, I could take from the market research the biggest pain points that my ICP wants solved and turn those into trust-building YouTube videos. For example, how to win on LinkedIn becomes a 45-minute video of my end-to-end consultancy. How to send good DMs becomes a 20-minute rundown of my unique framework. I would be hell-bent on giving information but selling implementation. I want to be as highly valuable as I can in order to win trust for my ideal client profile, because much to contrary belief, this is actually how you can build a pipeline, a sturdier pipeline, a more lucrative pipeline quicker, is by being as valuable and as giving as much information as possible as you can through your unique lens, through your intellectual property in a way that no competitor or no AI could ever replicate. I would then funnel that audience that I've been building on LinkedIn Sales Navigator to that YouTube channel, right? I would get them watching my YouTube videos in order to build that trust so that when they turn up to sales calls, they are far easier to close. All right, step number 4 is outreach. So remember all those people that we started connecting with on Sales Navigator and funneling towards YouTube? Yeah, well, it's time to speak to them. I would prioritize talking to people who have viewed my profile, engaged with my content, or followed me, because these, as far as LinkedIn goes, are positive buying signals. I would start by breaking the ice and building rapport with them, and for those who get into a flow of conversation with me, I would initiate into the SCORE framework in order to book them onto a sales call. Link to the SCORE framework video is in the description, by the way, if you're interested. So with outreach, I would start by sending around 50 DMs a week, so 10 every single day, in order to start getting a better idea of my actual numbers. How many people actually respond to my DMs? How many of them actually book a sales call? And how many of them convert into a client? So say, for example, if I needed 4 new clients in order to pay for that roof that blew off the top of my house in 60 days, for example, my conversion rate was 25%, I could work backwards to start figuring out my daily output. So if my conversion rate is 25%, that means I need to book 16 clients to score 4 new clients. If my appointment setting rate is, say, 20%, I know that in order to get those 16 sales calls, I need to send 80 DMs. And if my response rate is around 50%, then I know I need to send 160 DMs across those 60 days in order to get 80 to respond, to get 16 onto a sales call, and to score 4 new clients to fix my damn roof. And of course, at the end of the 60 days, I would then review my pipeline, review these numbers, and see what variables can I improve to increase my conversion rate, to increase my appointment setting rate, so that I can start decreasing how much manual work I need to be doing on a daily basis to get those numbers. So that is my super quick rundown on exactly how I would actually rebuild my pipeline if I needed money desperately in 60 days. I would 100% implement every single one of these points, and I'm also teaching my clients to do the same thing. Find a high quality market with a burning problem. Find out the language they use to describe that problem. Set up my LinkedIn profile to be a landing page for them. Connect with them on LinkedIn Sales Nav. Again, DM me Nav if you want it, yeah? The tutorial. It's a very clunky piece of software, but I've got a tutorial if you want it. Nurture them with high quality content on YouTube and LinkedIn. Outreach to those who demonstrate buying signals, and keep myself consistent and accountable to the data so that I know exactly how many DMs I need to be sending in order to get those sales calls booked and in order to convert those clients on the sales calls. This is exactly what I do to rebuild my pipeline, exactly what you should do too if you're struggling to sign clients or get some repeatable income into your business. If you've got any questions, as always, connect with me on LinkedIn, book a disco call if you want to chat, and I hope you found this video useful, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!